All right, let's dive into these Hermetic laws.
Okay.
You've shared a text that breaks down these 7 principles,
Yeah.
and we're going to like really try to understand them together.
Right.
These laws, they aren't just some, old philosophy gathering dust.
Mhm.
They're really like a framework to help us get the universe and, where we fit in.
Absolutely. And what I find really fascinating is they came from ancient Egypt,
Oh, wow.
but they still matter so much today, like for personal growth,
Yeah.
even our relationships.
So it's like ancient wisdom for modern life.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The first principle,
Okay.
mentalism. This text defines it as the all is mind, the universe is mental.
Right.
So basically it's saying that like what we think creates our reality,
Hmm.
but is it really that simple?
Well, it's more than just like, thinking positive thoughts.
Okay.
It's about realizing how powerful our beliefs and perceptions are.
Oh.
Like they really shape what we experience. And we can even see this in science today.
Yeah.
Like neuroplasticity shows how our brains rewire themselves based on what we think and do.
Interesting.
And then like the placebo effect that shows how much our beliefs can impact our physical well-being.
So it's not just wishful thinking, it's like our minds actually have a real impact on our world.
Exactly. And it even goes beyond just us as individuals.
Okay.
Mentalism suggests that we are all connected through a kind of universal mind.
Like a collective consciousness.
Yeah, our thoughts and beliefs, they all contribute to this energy field.
Wow, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So this text suggests we try daily affirmations and visualizations
Mm-hmm.
to align our mental energy with what we want to achieve.
Yes.
Have you found that to be helpful in your own life?
I have, because when you intentionally direct your thoughts,
Right.
you create this shift in your energy, and that can, over time, manifest in your life.
Okay.
It's about picking thoughts that empower us and letting go of the ones that hold us back.
I like that. Okay. Let's move on to the next principle, correspondence. It goes, as above, so below, as below, so above.
Mm-hmm.
This always makes me think about how everything is connected.
Yeah, it highlights that idea of fractal patterns repeating across different levels.
Oh, wow.
So what happens on a large scale is reflected on a smaller scale.
Interesting.
Like the structure of a galaxy, you can see similar patterns in a snowflake.
Oh, wow. So like if our lives feel chaotic, could that be reflecting some inner turmoil?
Exactly. The text suggests if we want to see positive change around us,
Yeah.
we need to start by balancing things within ourselves.
Okay.
When we find inner peace, we experience more harmony externally.
That makes a lot of sense. The text recommends journaling to see these patterns
Yeah.
and how they reflect our inner state. What are your thoughts on that?
Journaling can be so powerful for self-reflection.
Mm.
It can help us uncover unconscious patterns that are running our lives.
Oh, okay.
When we bring them to light, we can see how they're shaping our reality.
So it's about understanding ourselves better. Okay, the next principle is vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates.
Right.
So this one speaks to like the energetic nature of reality.
It suggests that everything in the universe, from tiny atoms
Yeah.
to the biggest stars,
Yeah.
is constantly in motion, vibrating at its own frequency.
The text mentions higher frequencies,
Yes.
aligning with things like love and joy,
Right.
while lower frequencies go with fear and anger.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like raising our vibration is key to a good life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think of it like a musical instrument.
Okay.
When it's in tune, the sounds are harmonious.
Yeah.
So when our vibration is high, our life feels more harmonious.
Okay.
We attract positive experiences and people who resonate at that same level.
So I've heard that meditation can raise our vibration. Is that true?
Meditation can be really powerful for calming the mind
Okay.
and shifting to a more peaceful state, but it's not the only way.
Okay.
Like spending time in nature,
Yeah.
listening to uplifting music, anything that brings us joy can raise our vibration.
Okay, cool. So on to the next principle.
Mhm.
Polarity. The text states, everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites.
Yeah, it's like that yin and yang concept.
Exactly. So it's basically saying opposites are two sides of the same coin.
Right, like light and dark, hot and cold, love and fear.
Yeah.
They're not separate. They are different expressions of the same energy.
Okay, so the text mentions that by understanding this,
Yeah.
we can actually use negative experiences to help us grow. How does
Yeah.
that work?
Well, instead of resisting those negative emotions,
Okay.
polarity encourages us to explore the opposite.
Okay.
So if we're feeling fearful, we can try to cultivate courage,
Mm-hmm.
or if we're feeling lack, we can focus on abundance.
So it's about shifting our perspective.
Exactly. We have the power to change the energy
All right.
by focusing on what we want. The text has this simple exercise.
Okay.
When you're feeling down, think about something you're grateful for
Yeah,
that can really shift your energy.
I like that. So the fifth principle is rhythm. The quote is, everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides.
Yes.
This one really speaks to me. It's about how life moves in cycles.
Right. It reminds us that everything in the universe has these cycles.
Yeah.
The seasons, the tides, even our own breath,
Right.
times for growth and times for rest.
So the text suggests that if we understand these cycles,
Yeah.
we can manage our energy better.
Absolutely. When we work with these natural rhythms,
Yeah.
we can ride the waves instead of fighting them.
Okay.
Like if you're feeling drained, it might be time to rest and recharge.
Yeah.
Pushing yourself harder could lead to burnout.
Makes sense. So it's about honoring those natural cycles.
Exactly. And it's
Huh?
not just physical energy, it's emotional and mental too.
Oh, right.
There are times when we're more productive or creative and times when we need to withdraw and reflect.
Okay, let's move on to the sixth principle, cause and effect.
Okay.
It says, every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause.
Hmm.
This one feels like it's about personal responsibility.
Yeah, it highlights the connection between our actions and the outcomes.
Right.
It suggests that nothing happens randomly. Everything we do creates a ripple effect.
So we're creating our reality through the choices we make.
Exactly. And the text emphasizes conscious actions
Yeah.
lead to positive outcomes, while careless ones can create problems.
Okay.
It's like we reap what we sow.
Exactly. So cause and effect reminds us to be mindful of our choices
Mm-hmm.
because they shape our destiny. The text says to take a moment before we act or speak,
Right.
to think about the impact.
Yeah, it's about asking ourselves, will this create the reality I want?
Okay, so the final principle is gender, and it states, gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. This isn't about biological sex.
Yeah, it's about the two fundamental creative forces in the universe.
Okay.
So the masculine is about action, direction, outward expression.
Okay.
And the feminine is about receptivity, nurturing, intuition.
So it's about the balance of these energies within us and around us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the text makes it clear that these energies are in all of us,
Okay.
no matter our gender identity. And just like with polarity, it's important to find balance between these forces.
Okay, I'm curious. How do we cultivate this balance?
The text suggests practices that nurture both sides.
Right.
So for the masculine, you could set clear goals and take action.
Okay.
For the feminine, you could spend time in nature and connect with your emotions.
So finding that balance is key.
Yeah.
All right, so we've covered all 7 Hermetic laws.
We have.
What are some key things you want listeners to take away from this first part of our deep dive?
Well, I think these laws give us a really powerful way to look at the world.
Yeah.
They remind us that we're not just watching, but actively creating our reality.
It's pretty empowering to think that we can shape our experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is just the beginning.
Right.
And the next part, we'll go deeper into how these principles can enhance our spiritual growth and help us manifest our dreams.
Cool. I'm excited to dive into that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so we're back. And we've gone through those 7 Hermetic laws.
Right.
But now I want to really see how we can use them, especially for, growing spiritually and maybe making our dreams happen.
Yeah, and the text really emphasizes this idea that spiritual growth,
Okay.
it's not about escaping reality.
Right.
It's about understanding ourselves better
Yeah.
and how we're connected to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hermetic Laws, they give us a guide for that journey.
Okay, so how can we actually use these laws like tools to transform ourselves?
So let's take mentalism, for example.
Okay.
It's like a challenge to become aware of our thoughts, the beliefs that shape our reality.
Mm-hmm.
We got to ask ourselves, are we holding on to these beliefs that are keeping us stuck?
Okay.
Are we filling our minds with negative stuff?
Yeah.
Once we see those mental patterns, we can start to change them, shift them to something more positive.
I've noticed that when I get caught in those negative thought loops, it's
Yeah.
like more negativity just comes my way.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And that's where the law of correspondence comes in.
Okay.
It shows us that what's happening inside us is reflected in what we experience outside.
Mm-hmm.
If we want more peace and harmony in our lives,
Right.
we need to cultivate those things within ourselves.
So working on ourselves is just as important as taking action out in the world.
Exactly. And it doesn't mean we deny the negative stuff.
Okay.
Remember, polarity reminds us that those emotions are part of being human.
Right.
It's about learning to handle them, use them to grow and change.
So speaking of change, how do these laws connect to manifestation?
Okay.
People talk about the law of attraction to create the life they want.
Right.
But sometimes it feels like it doesn't work.
Yeah, and the text makes a good point. Manifestation isn't about wishing or hoping.
Hmm.
It's about aligning ourselves with the universal laws that already exist.
Okay.
We become conscious creators of our reality.
So it's not just positive thinking, we have to take action too.
Exactly. And that's where cause and effect comes in.
Right.
Every action has a consequence.
Yeah.
So if we want to manifest something, we need to plant the seeds through our thoughts, intentions, actions.
Okay, so like if I want a new career,
Yeah.
it's not enough to just visualize it.
Right.
I also need to update my resume network, learn new skills.
Exactly. You put in the work and trust that the universe will support you when you're aligned with its principles.
Okay.
And that brings us to rhythm.
Okay.
We need to remember that manifestation doesn't always happen in a straight line.
Hmm.
There are natural cycles of up and down, planting and harvesting.
That's a good reminder because it's easy to get discouraged.
Yeah, when we don't see results right away,
Right.
impatience can block manifestation.
Okay.
Rhythm tells us to surrender to the flow trust, that things happen in divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what we think we want
Yeah.
isn't actually good for us.
Okay.
Surrendering to the process lets the universe guide us to what's truly meant for us.
That takes a lot of faith and trust.
It does, and that's where spiritual growth comes in. As we deepen our connection to ourselves and the universe, we develop more trust in the process.
The text also talks about raising our vibration to attract positive experiences.
Yeah, vibration reminds us that everything is energy.
Okay.
When our vibration is high, we radiate good vibes, joy, love, and that attracts similar things and people to us.
Right.
But when it's low, we tend to attract negativity and drama.
So how do we consciously raise our vibration?
Well, the text suggests things like meditation,
Yeah.
gratitude,
Yeah.
spending time in nature, surrounding ourselves with good influences.
Okay, so what about gender? How does that fit into spiritual growth and manifestation?
Gender encourages us to find balance between our masculine and feminine energies.
Okay.
The masculine helps us set intentions, take action, manifest in the physical world.
Right.
And the feminine helps us connect with our intuition, be creative, and surrender to the flow.
So it's not about choosing one or the other, it's about finding harmony.
Exactly. When we embrace both sides, we become whole. And that wholeness allows us to create and manifest authentically.
So by using these Hermetic laws,
Yeah.
we can become more self-aware, raise our vibration, and manifest our desires in a way that's good for us.
That's the idea. The text presents these laws as guides
Okay.
to help us navigate life with more clarity, purpose, and power.
It seems like all these principles work together.
They do. They're all connected.
Oh.
Understanding one helps us understand the others.
Like a tapestry where every thread makes the design beautiful.
That's a great way to put it. And as we continue to explore,
Yeah.
we'll discover even more connections.
So we've talked a lot about the ideas.
We have.
But in the next part,
Yeah.
let's get practical and look at techniques people can use
Right.
to actually start living these laws.
Right.
I'm excited to hear your insights on how to make this stuff actionable.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so welcome back to our last part on these Hermetic laws.
Okay.
We've covered, like what they are and how they can help us grow. But now I want to see how we can actually live them day to day.
Yeah. I think that's the most exciting part.
Yeah.
Because if we just have the knowledge but don't use it,
Right.
it's like a seed that never grows.
Exactly.
And luckily, this text gives us some really cool techniques to put these principles into practice.
I'm ready. What are some steps we can take?
One of the simplest but powerful ones is mindful breathing.
Oh, okay.
It's like a direct application of the rhythm principle.
Okay.
Just notice your breath, the way it flows in and out naturally.
Mm-hmm.
That can bring you back to the present moment,
Yeah.
help you connect with the rhythm of life.
Yeah. It's like you were saying earlier, surrender to the flow instead of fighting it.
Exactly. And it can really help when you're dealing with tough emotions.
Okay.
Like when you feel super anxious or overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Just take a few deep breaths, focus on the rhythm.
Okay.
It can calm your whole system down to shift your energy.
That's great. I'm going to try that for sure.
Yeah.
What about the other principles, though?
Well, the text talks about creating a daily ritual
Okay.
that combines a few of them.
Interesting.
For example, you could start your day with some gratitude.
Okay.
That's mentalism in action, focusing on positive thoughts.
Right.
Then maybe visualize your goals for a few minutes,
Mm-hmm.
which aligns with the vibration principle,
Yeah.
matching your energy to what you want.
I love that a personalized ritual
Yeah.
is like weaving those principles into our lives.
It is, and the key is consistency. Even if it's just a few minutes every day,
Right.
that's how you create real change.
The text also mentions something about aligning our actions with our intentions.
Yeah, and that's where cause and effect comes in.
Okay.
If we want to manifest something, we have to make sure our actions match that desire.
So give me an example.
Okay, so let's say your goal is to be healthier, but you're still, eating junk food and not exercising.
Right.
There's a disconnect there.
So it's not enough to just think positive thoughts.
Right, you have to walk the walk.
We got to take action.
Exactly. Your thoughts, words, and actions need to be in alignment.
Okay.
That creates a strong force for making things happen.
The text also mentions affirmations
Yes.
to reprogram our subconscious mind.
Right.
And I've always been kind of skeptical about affirmations. Do they really work?
The key is to choose affirmations that feel right for you
Okay.
and repeat them consistently with feeling.
Okay.
Remember, vibration emphasizes the importance of feeling those emotions.
Yeah.
When you have that clear intention and strong emotion, you create this energy that moves you toward your goals.
So it's not just words. It's like embodying the energy.
Exactly. And polarity can help a lot here.
How so?
When you notice those negative thoughts or beliefs,
Yeah.
don't try to push them away. Just acknowledge them.
Okay.
And then choose to focus on the opposite.
Okay.
Like if you're thinking, I'm not good enough,
Right.
turn it around with something like, I am worthy and deserving.
So use polarity to shift your energy to the positive.
Exactly. And don't forget about gender.
Right. The masculine and feminine energies.
Yeah, they both play a role.
Mm-hmm.
Masculine energy helps you take action, move forward.
Okay.
Feminine helps you receive guidance, use your intuition, trust the process.
Okay. So it's all about balance.
This has been a great exploration of these Hermetic laws.
Yeah, it really has.
As we wrap up, is there any last thought you want to leave our listeners with?
I think the Hermetic laws are more than just things to study.
Okay.
They're principles to actually live by. The real magic happens when we take this wisdom and use it.
Right.
So I encourage everyone listening, experiment with these principles.
Yeah.
Find what works for you and create your own path of transformation.
Beautifully said. I think what's so amazing about the Hermetic laws is how versatile they are.
Yeah.
We can use them in our relationships, our careers, our spiritual journeys.
Absolutely. And it's a journey, not a destination. Always something new to learn and explore. The Hermetic laws give us a framework for growth that lasts a lifetime. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us today.
It was my pleasure.
This deep dive has been incredible, exploring the wisdom of these Hermetic laws. Hopefully it's helped you all feel empowered to unlock your potential.
Yeah.
And create a life filled with purpose, abundance, and joy.
Right.
Remember, you have the power to shape your reality.
Yes.
So go out there and make some magic.